We are delayed for 4 minutes, and Naran sir joining in a minute. So let me, start the session. A very good morning, everybody, and welcome you all to this 48th webinar of this plan reading webinar series. And these webinars we organize on a monthly basis. And today we have Dr. Bala Subramaniam, who will talk about current status of transgenic cotton in India. So the purpose of these webinars are to sensitize people to know and value the importance of plant breeding, and also to create an awareness on various aspects like technology integration, policy support, regulatory overview, farmers' comprehensions, and various other aspects required for inclusive development of crop improvement. Foundation for Advanced Training in Plant Breeding is a non-profit organization, and we are dedicated for capacity building in agriculture, particularly in the field of plant breeding. And with a global food reach and collaborative platform, we foster the personal and institutional capabilities in alignment with the current and future agriculture need. So far, ADPBR has organized 6 national conference, 2 global conference, 35 professional training, and this is the 48th webinar. We have reached more than 20,000 students across the agrarian community, and we have published more than 10 books, including Market-Driven Plant Breeding as our flagship publication with Springer. We have trained professionals not only from India, but across the world, including Italy, Spain, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, and you name. And we also have 12 CSR certification, naming us eligible for CSR projects. Now, I would like to take a privilege to introduce our moderator, Dr. K.K. Narayanan, Founder Director of EPBR. His career began as a scientist at SPIC Science Foundation, later leading crop transformation at Monsanto Research Center, Bangalore. In 2001, he founded Metahelix Life Sciences, and currently he is the founder managing director of Sthaika Seeds Private Limited. He actively serves as a scientific task force under DBT, Government of India, and Karnataka Vision Group of Biotechnology, driving innovation in agriculture and biotechnology. It's a privilege and honor to have you with us, sir. Now I request Narayan sir to please take the floor.
Good morning to everybody. Those who are joining from other time zones, my greetings from Bangalore. So the topic for today is about BT cotton. And you know, BT cotton was a watershed moment in the history of agricultural technologies of this country. You know, the cotton productivity and production increased in the initial 7 to 8 years. And I think over the last decade or so, maybe from 2010 to 2020, there's been some kind of a technology fatigue. Resistances have been developing in pink bollworm especially, and new technologies were not coming, or replacement technologies were kind of somehow hindered from reaching the market. Can I call it some kind of a technology constipation? That wouldn't be entirely inappropriate during that period. But I believe now, after the COVID, particularly, there's been some stirring happening in the technology, agricultural technology sector, particularly in terms of testing some of the crops which have been almost shelved, which have been taken out. And who is a better person other than our speaker for today, Mr. Bala Subramaniam? I know he started his career in my alma mater as an assistant professor in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, but then soon moved to the Central Institute of Cotton Research. So when the BT cotton was in the initial days of making an impact on Indian agriculture, I would say that he had a ringside view of the happenings, and I'm sure he has been following it. And I cannot wait to hear about the updates and what is happening now, what we can expect in future. So Bala Subramaniam, the stage is yours. Please take us forward on the story of BT cotton. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Shall I
would suggest that we have about 1 hour of time
Yeah.
If you can make your presentation in about 40 minutes or so,
Yeah.
that will leave about 15-20 minutes for discussion. So
Yes,
we
sir.
can have a participatory meeting. Will that be okay, Mr. Bala?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, let's do it
Yeah.
that way. Bye.
Shall I start?
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So can you see the slides?
Yes, very clear. Please go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Madam Aparna, Madam, for inviting me to give this lecture. And thanks to the Narayanan sir, we had a great association during the biosafety experiment and all, especially NDRA Karnal. We all went to conduct these experiments. So after a long time, I am also seeing in this webinar. Thanks sir, for inviting me to give this lecture. And Rahul also thanks for arranging all this webinar. So now I'd like to start the topic of current status of transgenic cotton in India. The slides are moving.
Yes,
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 sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So this slide is just to give an introduction about this cotton. The major cotton growing countries, you all know that India, China, US, and Brazil. So of course, India is the more than 12 million hectares are being cultivated by 4 million small and marginal farmers. You can see that interestingly, around 36% of the world cotton area comes from the India only. However, the crop production, if you see that the China leads around 30 million bales in the current season, followed by the India 25 million bales. So here I listed top 10 countries growing the cotton. Among them, that 4 countries are major contributor: China, India, Brazil, and US. If you look at the 23 to 25 million, the year 23 to 25, so I had given that the list, the cotton productions. China, of course, it's reduced in the current season, whereas India is constantly increasing. Brazil and the United States are constant in the production of cotton. Look at the cotton acreage and yield in the last 5 years. So India, in these 2 years, if you see that there is a area is increased, but proportionately the yield is not much significantly increased when compared to the previous 2 years. So this is the last 5 years status of the cotton acreage and yield of India. So regarding the production consumption of cotton, you can see that India is the only country where all the 4 species of cotton can be grown. And of course, the hybrid technology is available in GE Sutam, and BD technology is available in the GE Sutam. So the hybrid technology is successful in India. And India's major cotton growing zones are here listed here. Of course, the Odisha has joined in the one more states. Now you can see that interestingly 13.6 million lakh tons of cotton is coming from the Odisha. Regarding consumption of the cotton in India, you can see that we are the second place in the world, the estimated production of 323.1 lakh bales. But of course, that almost 90% of the cottons are utilized for the Indian, our country only, consumptions. But only the export and import will be very less with compared to the consumptions. Of course, the export quantity is reduced drastically. Now this year it's estimated 18 lakh bales of cotton. But in case of import, mostly the Egyptian cottons are imported. Even when we visited some of the textile in Nagpur, Maharashtra also, they told that mostly we are importing the Egyptian cotton one. So that way the Egyptian cotton is getting import quality. So coming to the challenges for the cotton research, really the cotton is a challenging crop because it has the many challenges, especially the environmental and biological challenges. If you take that, pest and disease is the major one. So more than 163 pests are attacking cotton, but majorly around 15 insect pests are important. So that is making a loss of nearly 30 to 60% loss every year. The second issue is the wheat competition. It is going to play a major role in the big challenge for the cotton farmers. Of course, the third one is the climate change. So there is a sporadic and untimely rainfall also leads to the big challenges for the cotton farmers. But that is not in our hands. Regarding the regulatory and policy challenges, there is a big challenges. When we started the transgenic cotton work and biosafety work and all, there will be limited hurdles or regulatory issues was there. So that we could complete it. Even that takes nearly 3 to 4 years to complete the biosafety studies. But now, since the biosafety is the dynamic issues, so you keep on adding more hurdles to release any new events. It takes nearly more than 5 years to comply all the biosafety issues. And also the policy implementation also another important things. For example, if you take the RIB or the ST cotton, so these all the policy issues. It's taking long time to resolve these issues. These are all the big challenges for the cotton research and cotton farmers. Coming to the research and development challenges, we have limited germplasm limitation. There is a exchange of germplasm within the country or the overseas also. It's a big challenge for the cotton. So fiber quality testing is very important because most of the new varieties or hybrids are failed because of mainly the fiber quality. So if it is not the benchmark, it's not qualifying, then most of the hybrids or varieties are failing to qualify and release. And also we have limited R&D facilities. Nowadays the cost of things are increasing. So we have the limited R&D facilities. And agriculture infrastructure and constraints are there mainly for the genetic purity and inputs. And there is, of course, the last one is the economic and marketing challenges. There is unpredictable prices and returns. These are also big challenges for the cotton farmers as well as the cotton research. However, we are making a lot of efforts to address these challenges thanks to all the cotton breeders, allied subject and biotechnologies to solve all these perceived problems. But the interesting part is that we are all fighting with the insect pest. Mainly, I put that one slide that is a tug of war is going between the insect and the scientists, because sometimes we are winning, many times the insects are winning. It's overcoming all our results. So this is the tug of war only. Although we are making a lot of efforts to develop the bollworm resistant cotton, we are making a lot of technology, especially precision agriculture technologies, climate smart cultivation methods, and genome. Recently now we are going for the genome editing techniques, especially with the CRISPR-Cas system. What is the ultimate goal is that we'll have to enhance the cotton yield and the quality cotton and resilience to the environmental stresses. These are all our main objectives where we are addressing all these challenges. This multidisciplinary approach only we can help to overcome all these issues. Interestingly, we are the pioneer in the cotton hybrid technology. The first cotton hybrid was developed in Gujarat. C.T. Patel has developed. He is the father of the hybrid technology. Because that particular technology helped this successful commercialization of the private companies, the BT cotton technology. Coming to quickly the genesis of the BT cotton in India. So the first BT cotton, when we joined in the service, I joined the service in 1993. At that time there was no any BT cotton work or gene construct, nothing. Just only tissue culture we started. So, but that time there was some report that Parlak 1990. So he's inserted Trevonase gene in cotton Quokka 312 using the agrobacterium incubation. This was the first report. So from that time onwards, that it is developed. It's got the attention in all over the world. That first in 1996, the Monsanto commercialized the first BT cotton in the US. In India, I think Myco has started that work in 1995, got the seeds, then they undergone all this field trial, the ICR trials. Finally, they got approval in the May 2002. So this was the first BT cotton genetically modified commercially available in India. So this is some of the timelines I had given here. 2002, the first transgenic hybrids were released, 3 hybrids. And 2004, RCH2 So RCH2 become famous in the quick period because this was the genetic background was excellent. So it second the lead in the cotton, BT cotton. Then 2005, almost northern states also it's allowed for the wider cultivation of the BT cotton. 2006, the Bolgard 2 was introduced, where these two genes were introduced to break any resistant development by the bollworms. So that was the concept. From 2002 to 2014, you can see that GSS released more than 1,167 BT cotton hybrids. But that time, no varieties were there, all were hybrid cotton only. So then there was some discussion that there are so many hybrids that keep on releasing by GSC. So there should be some restrictions. So they stopped after a particular period that, so we cannot release more any events. Of course, there was not much events. Only 5 or 6 events were released. After that, there is no any new events were released. So they transferred this the responsibility to the ICR. So of course, this is the 6 events. Of course, the 5 events are available in India. So the Monsanto, that is one. The first one is the Cry one is Bolgard 1. The second one is Bolgard 2 with 2 genes. North seeds with the fusion genes, and JK seeds with the Cry 1 AC, and Metallics KK Narayan Sarka. So that was the 2008. It was released. In the event name is 9124 Cry 1 AC, Cry 1C. So our event was simultaneously released with the Metallics only, but there was some problem with contaminations. So this was identified. This was developed at Dharwad, but released from the CACR Nagpur. So due to this contamination, this was ICR was stopped, discontinued this event. So primarily now the 5 events were released. It's successfully it's going on. However, this now these 2 genes only, most of the hybrids are released, varieties are released nowadays. Now the responsibility is given from GSC to ICR. So the GSC is entrusted the responsibility to ICR in 2017, especially CACR, to evaluate and release the new BT cotton hybrids and varieties developed by the public and private companies using the notified deregulated events. So ICR and CACR has taken this technology to through ACRIP mode, assigned to evaluate the BT hybrids and varieties through the ACRIP centers in all the cotton growing zones, especially in the Kharif seasons. So then ACRIP has generated the comprehensive data on standard parameters. So they normally ACRIP is using some of the standard operating protocol. That is was they applied here also to release the new hybrids and varieties. If you see that these are the major standard procedure protocols, any new varieties or hybrids has to qualify. Unless qualify these criteria, then it may not be released. So mostly the trials were conducted 3 years. So now it has come to 2 years also, some of the entries. So mainly what we are looking for is the yield performance. It should be better than the local or national check. Then the fiber quality, it's most of the entries are qualifying, but some entries are, if it's not qualifying, means mainly this yield and the fiber only. It's major issues. It's failing means. Then another important is the BT Cry protein expression. So it has a big story. When this was transferred to the ICR, so we were testing the protein. So in our lab only we were testing the BT referral lab. So what happens, as per the ACRIP protocol, we used to take the average of the cry protein expression, all the tissues as well as the different intervals. So because of that, the guidelines of the passing criteria, Cry 1 AC should be 4 ppm. 4 ppm it should be there with the dried weight or fresh weight, or the Cry 2 AB should be 280 ppm. So this was the criteria as fixed by the Gazette notification the Ministry of Agriculture has released. So, but if you take the average of the cry protein, it is not qualifying. No entry was qualifying. So this was going on in nearly 2 years. We used to continuously meet with all the firms, especially Myco, Nuzivid, Rossi Seeds. all these major players, we used to regularly in the Delhi and discuss so how to solve these issues. Finally, our former Director General, Dr. Mahapatra, he called one day a meeting of all the people. Then he asked us, what is the issue? He told that, sir, the cry protein is not, no entries qualifying. So what shall we do? So he saw that gazette notification. Then he told that why you are taking average, because there is no any mention of the average of all the season, all the variety, all the tissues. Then why you are doing? Then if you do that, nothing won't get qualified. So that way you resolve that problem after seeing the gazette notification, because it's clearly written that so the 4 ppm of cry 1 AC and the 280 ppm of cry 2 AB should be express any tissues at any stages. So that way he solved that, resolved that issues. So since then we tested. So mostly 60 days of or 90 days of the tissues, especially leaf tissues, mostly square also, it is coming in the 4 ppm. So it's almost invariably all the varieties or hybrids were qualifying with if you take any tissues at 90 days. 90 days, mostly 90 days, you can see the peak of the cry protein expression. That way, this problem was solved by our farmer DG. Then the other aspects of agronomic and pest-resistant traits and endocrine biosafety components, all those things we'll have to monitor. Then only this will be released, the new varieties. So ICR is released the BT cotton hybrids and varieties. You can see that 2017 to 19, there is some recognized because of this protein expression things. It was not released. In 2020, the first release, the nearly around 28 to 30 BT hybrids and varieties were released. So you can see that since 2020, so you can 163 BT cotton hybrids were released and 3 non-BT varieties were released. So here I've listed here some of the hybrids released 2020 to 2023. Here I put that some of the varieties also. Here I will given listed that the release by the ICR. Here you can see that till December 2024, 163 BT cotton hybrids were released. But last year, 22-23, alone 45 to 46 BT cotton varieties and hybrids were released. But 24-25 is pending now. It is under the considerations. Almost any time, I think after the meeting of CVPRC, then they will be declaring that the 24-25 new list of hybrids and varieties. So this is the CACR released BT varieties. Of course, this was the deregulated events of Cry 1 AC. Total 15 BT varieties were released so far by CACR. We all were this part of this program. So now we'll see the impact of BT cotton. So if you see when it was introduced, the cotton farmers were very enthusiastic, and almost the adoption rate was more than 90%. All the Indian farmers were. So this adopted the technology. It has the mixed kind of results. Initially, if you want to divide this, the increased and decreased stage of, like the Narayan Sari initially explained that how that initially it's shown that benefit, later what happened. So this I can divide into two parts, from 2002 to 2015 and 2015 to till now 25. So we can compare all these the parameters. So first if we see that yield, initially it was increased. Now it is kind of stagnation only. There's so much increase. Second, the farmer's profit, if you take that, initially it showed that increase because of the less input cost, especially the spraying. But now it is increasing the cost of, the decline the profit because of this input cost is more. Pesticide usage is initially decreased. Now it's increasing due to the resistant development by the pink bollworm as well as the sucking pest we are using it. Input cost increased. Of course, this is remaining high only. The farmer adoption is increasing rapidly. Initially, it's increased. Now also it's keep on increasing, but not much. So now we see that GM cotton events delivered the obvious benefit to the Indian farmers. But only thing is the technology, if you want to make sustainable, So we'll have to support the strong agronomy practices, past seed systems, and ongoing pest management, resistant management for sustainable impact of the new any technology, especially the BT cotton. The major issues now we are facing is the pink bollworm. This is the major impact the cotton farmers are facing now. So what are the problems how this is developed? Now we'll see that. Till 2009, there won't be any problem. It was under the control, all the bollworm complex. But in 2019-10, so 2009 to 10, so we found that CSR only observed that there is a pink bollworm incident in some of the, especially Gujarat and Maharashtra. The incident was found. Then we listed out what are the problems, why this was developed, this pink bollworm. So one is the cultivation of long duration crop hybrids. So that provides a continuous availability of the flowering and fruiting stages. That's why it was coming. In fact, there was a notion that pink bollworm comes in the late stage of crops, but it's not coming. Now it's coming in the early stage also because it is getting continuous cropping seasons, continuous materials for the flowering, fruiting bodies for the continuous generations. And the early and the extended cotton cropping, the non-compliance of refugia, that is a major problem of, because it's very difficult to eradicate completely any species of the insects. So that's why the refugia concept was there, but farmers failed to, or they may not be knowing that the concept of the the refugia concept. So many people, they were throwing that non-BT seeds. They didn't practice properly the refugia concept. So that is also one of the reasons. Then storage of contaminated cotton, also another reasons where this continuously is getting the pink bollworm incidents. Another interesting is that pink bollworm is the monophagous pest. It's completely dependent on the cotton plants because in fact this pink bollworm is not the leaf feeder. It prepares only flowers and bolls only. Because of that, it is it's survival of the fittest. It has developed this resistant to overcome this BT protein. Now there is no any technology available except the management practices. So even now pheromone trap also one of the IPM technology we are introducing in our management practices. So now we have developed the AI model of pheromone trap to control the pink bollworm and other sucking pests. So the best approach, what the Tabas, Nick, they mentioned that, so better to go for the BT toxin only to overexpress it or produce more protein in the bolls. So that only can help, he said. However, what we observed is the highest protein is expression you can find only in the leaf, followed by the squares and bolls. Mostly the boll rind is coming very less protein. This is also reported by the Nagappa and Kadi. So because of that, the insect is developing the resistance. So this is also one of the reasons why the insect develop. So now we'll see that how that refugia in bag concept has brought to the Indian scenario to overcome this resistant development. This you can see the notification is given in 2016 only. That time it was separate back, it was given 120 grams. But later this in the RIB concept, they instructed that 90% of the seed should be BT and 5 to 10% should be non-BT accordingly. So this notification is given. So this is the RIB guidelines. BT should be 450 gram, means it should be mixed with 25 gram of non-BT. So that is 475 gram. That means the BT seed purity should be 90 to 90%. Non-BT should be 5 to 10%. But if you see that this is very narrow range, so then it has to be monitored also. So ministry has asked us to standardize the working sample size of RIB complaints to monitor the RIB complaints. Accordingly, we have taken the project. So then we did this experiments. Statistically, we proved that so working sample size should be 180 seeds. Because if you take the 90 seeds, so the LSA plate 96 plates, because we need this blank control, positive control, negative control. So it goes 6 well for this standard. So we need the 90 seats only will get one plate. So 90 seats we can do that one means. So we are taking the randomly because whenever the seed inspector collect the seed sampling, what he do is he takes the 3 parts of the seed. One part he keeps with him, one part is sending to the referral lab, one part is to the owner. So again, this one part if coming to the beta referral lab, we are taking these particular portions. So we are making into 4 parts and each 40 seeds we are collecting. So if you collect and see that, so what happens? We are selecting. If randomly we select that, if more than 3 or 4 seats are not coming in the selections, so what happens? It will fail. So because the range is very less, 5 to 10%. So that's why that 90 seats we are testing. It's most of the entries were failing. So then statistically proven that 180 seats, if we take that, almost all the entries, if they are passing, the criteria pass that one. So that way we recommended that 180 seats are must to do that each trade. So then what happens? There is some practical issues that we need 2 plates of ELISA for Cry1AC and 2 plates for the Cry2AB. So 4 ELISA plates are required. So to monitor this RIV complaints. Then when we recommended to the ministry, then there is again kind of a discussion that because there is issues. Mainly what happens, the state seed testing laboratories, they told that it's very difficult to make purchase 4 plates and do for one sample because they're getting hundreds, thousands of samples. It's very difficult to purchase. It's a costly affair, they said. So because of that, still that we are awaiting for the gazette notification for monitoring the RIB complaints. One more question is coming that whether really this RIB complaints is going to solve the pink bollworm resistance. So this is again big challenges for the cotton farmers as well as the companies. Now, I listed out already. I told that what are the key challenges for the BT cotton farmers. So I told that that's pest resistant and secondary outbreak of pink bollworm resistant. Then secondary pest outbreak. So also this all some of the this is we'll have to go for more spraying to control these incidents, and also yield stagnation. These are some of the important issues. Profitability concern and increased cost of production. Then environmental and agronomic issues like non-compliance with refugee policies, water demands and climate vulnerability, or legal unapproved varieties. These are all some of the issues where this technology is in the big threat. So any technology, if we take that, so we should have this, the diversified pest management or improved policy enforcement and more sustainable agronomic practices to secure these long-term benefits. So coming to the now new trials, because whatever the denotified events only, we are ICR is releasing new BTR varieties or hybrids. But in case of new events, again GAC is only conducting all these biosafety trials, then biosafety research trials, then they are releasing it. Now these are some of the I listed out new events are under the trial now. As of 2020-25, several transgenic cotton events under the BRL trials in India, mainly to control the pink bollworms. So the GSC, so what now they told that you'll have to take no objection certificate from the state government. So then again the issue comes that the state government is, some states are giving, some states are not giving. There are also some of the challenges for all the new events trials. So here I listed out all the transgenic events in BRL trials, especially this is for the pink bollworms. I could go through the literature. All those things they mentioned that it's mainly for the pink bollworm management. First, we'll see that bioseed research India. So the event name is the BioCot X24A1. Initially, it was the Cry2AI. Now they changed to Cry8EA1. So this is the gene. Now they are in the BRL first year. I think they complete the first year. The trials are approved sites in Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, and Gujarat. So they were the trial is going on. Then second one is the Anku Seeds Private Limited. They have the event is NBRI PGK 519. This MCRY 1EC. This is the first year BR trial they are going. And also they have the 2 breeding stock hybrids containing the event, expressing these stacked genes. The CRY1EC, CRY1AC, and CRY2AB and NPT marker gene. So this is the 2 stacked hybrids they are testing in the BRL1 trial, first year. Coming to the Rasi seeds, they have the synthetic CRY1 chimeric genes for the pink bollworm management. So this one CRY1C. So this is the first year trial is they applied. Of course, their NOC from the state government is under the process. Ajit Seeds, they have the event selection trials. This is the 5 GM cotton event lines they use. Ascot 1012, 105. The gene is the CRY2AA. This is pending progression in the BRL1 phase. GSA allowed for the event selection trial. I think they can take in the controlled conditions, confined conditions, controlled conditions they can take. Then the Rallis India Limited, they have this is the events, and this BRL1 and BRL2 trials, these stacked events, is approved for the stacked cotton events resistant to the pest, especially the Helicobacter pyrgera, Spoda prolifera, and herbicide tolerant. This is a combination of the 3 genes. So all these events are as of 2025 Kharif season, with some events are entering into the second year, and most of the other things are the beginning only first year. However, the final commercial release it will be after completion of all the biosafety experiments, especially the lab animals and the large animals, all the allergen tests, all those things they'll have to undergo. Then only they will be released by the GS. Coming to the ST cotton, this is again the major issues, and it is some of the policy issues also is pending with the government of India. Here you can see that current status of the ST BT cotton in India. So ST cotton, that is herbicide tolerant cotton, resistant to glyphosate herbicide. So an expert committee, of course, before that I want to tell that one, the MICO already tested in 2009 to 11. Then the report also given, but due to some reasons, this was stopped. Again, they've given permission in 2022 to 24. They gave the 3 years data. We are also conducted experiments, and they are given their recommendation, positive recommendation. However, this is the proposal is still pending in the with the GSC. But before that, 2017 onwards, there is a big issues that the newspaper, daily newspaper, we are used to get that one. ST cotton is grown illegally in many states, especially Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra and Telangana. So 3 states only major it was there. So it was not released officially, but people are cultivating in like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So you can see that the illegal BT seeds have created large parallel market valued around 550 to 600 crores. Only thing is concerned here is the farmers are, of course, good, any technology, good technology, farmers are ready to adopt it. But the farmers are cheated by some of the people. That is the big issues because of this illegal cotton. So we want to curtail completely the illegal cotton. There is DBT also sent to one committee that we were also one of the member in that committee to monitor. We collected the samples, we brought that, we tested that, we found that there are a number of, because randomly we selected the samples, in the, especially the roadside only. Even there we could find that there is ST cotton contamination. Contamination or many intentionally they were growing in the BT cotton, the ST cotton. So what are the challenges sound look for the ST cotton is, government is planning to legalize the ST-BT cotton, especially to curtail this declining of the cotton yield. But the regulatory discussion is going on. But before we coming, so that BT cotton is illegally they are grown. Only some kind of reservations is stopping that one legalization of ST cotton is. So many people, many NGOs were giving that concern about this ST cotton. So their main concern is that it will be indiscriminate glyphosate usage. This will be the problem for the environmental and health issues. Secondly, there is the chances of super weeds formation. That is there, of course. Some of the weeds already 100% weeds control is not there. 1 or 2 weeds it's there. So that there will be some super weed formation also. So that is another concern. Risk of gene flow will be there with wild relatives. Okay, that is loss of biodiversity. That is another issue. These are all issues listed out by some of the NGOs. Then reduction of biodiversity, especially the edible weeds. Here you listed some of the edible weeds by the human. So this also will be affected, and contamination of the soil, water, and soil and water, and loss of forage for the cattle feed, and herbicide residues in feed. These are some of the negative impact of the ST cotton they listed out. But positive, we say that nowadays the farmers facing the problem of labor, and also the tillage maintenance will be good. So that way the farmers want this technology, because it's not really so people are going for the illegal cultivations. Okay. So in India, there first initially the Roundup Ready was introduced, tested, of course. Introduced means they tested in the experiments. They found that it's not effective. Then even this MON 88913, so this Roundup Ready Flex cotton was tested. Now till this event only tested. But here we are getting the samples unapproved HT cotton. Especially these samples we tested in our BTRFL lab. So I listed here. So till 2017 to 2020-22 that we have tested so many samples. We found that these HT samples, these are some of the percentage of the this is the seeds were supplied by the seed inspectors. Then we conducted the hands-on training to the most of the seed testing laboratory officials, especially the officials from Gujarat, Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, and Haryana. So then since 2020-21 onwards, STL labs were testing their respective samples. So only the code samples we were testing. Now this also we stopped that. Only the recognized laboratory can test. There are some 4 recognized laboratory by the Ministry of Agriculture. So their lab can be tested the code samples. Now we are sending back to all the ST samples referred by the code. So here I would like to tell about this another issues of the cotton is the CLC with transgenic cotton also. What are the transgenic cotton status? I would like to tell here. So it has spread extensively in the northwestern India. Around 1.2 to 1.5 million hectares are affected. This is the major 90% of the regions where up to 90% were infected by these northern regions, especially Rajasthan, and Rajasthan only major. So the reason would be the alternative hosts were available for whiteflies. Especially the whiteflies is the main cause for the spreading the CLCV disease. So if you avoid this one, brinjal, okra, tomato, tobacco, and sunflower, then we can minimize this. This again management practices. These are 2 weeds like abutilin and solanum. This you also can avoid for this, because this give the host for the whiteflies. Of course, there is no any transgenic technology available for leaf curl virus. Although we tried with this antisense RNA technology and RNAi technology, but it was not successful because this virus keep on evolving. So it's very difficult. It's a big challenges for the transgenic biotechnologies, because till now there is no any transgenic cottons are available. Although the Pakistan has developed some of the transgenic events, but they told that it is the viruses keep on evolving. So it's very difficult to develop any transgenic technology. Probably with the help of the CRISPR-Cas or multiplex CRISPR-Cas only can help to curtail this incident of the leaf curl virus. Still then we'll have to go for the management practices. Coming to the STPS systems. So initially this ICR, CACR only, Nagpur only initiated this technique, although it is an old technique. But Dr. K.R. Kranti, that time he was the director. So he initiated that and told that why don't we go for the high density planting system, because Most of the countries are using this high density. Only India is using the hybrids. Because of that, yield is reducing. So he initiated that work through the SDPS. We can increase our cotton productions. So that way it started in 2010, but later he left that organization. Then later Dr. YG Prasad joined. So he told that instead of going with the non-BT with SDPS, it won't work. So we can go with this SDPS with the BT cotton as well as hybrids. So many MOE were signed with private concern to go for adapting their hybrids to under the SDPS, and that way it's Maharashtra and Telangana. We were successful and started this testing of the SDPS system. And of course, Dr. Venugopalan is agronomist. He was the main player of agronomists to take this into the many NGOs, many companies. He was the coordinating these techniques. And thanks to all the three people, Dr. Kranti, Dr. YG Prasad, and Dr. Kempa. So this high-density planting system, mainly what happens, if we need the compact and short duration hybrids or varieties to fix the closer planting space. So main purpose is to increase the population, plant population, especially 26,000 to 29,000. Because initially the traditional method was 7,000 to 8,000. So this way help to higher the yield. So then under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and also Ministry of Textiles supported this program under the NFSM project, and it started 21 to 22 and it's continuing also. It's Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and they lead now SDPS adaptation with 22,000 acres under the Maharashtra SDPS projects. And also the government is supporting incentives 16,000 per hectares, and many people were participating now. So ICAR and ICACR has signed the MOE with the private sectors, and we are promoting this SDPS system. Hope that this will deliver more yield and especially increase the average yield of cotton in India. So the spacing here, plant spacing mainly the 90 centimeter to 15 to 30 centimeter. So then this can be used in the shallow or medium soil using BT cotton hybrids and pest resistant. Input outputs. The main thing is precise canopy management and use of growth regulators is very important to suit the mechanical harvesting recommended. And also this the challenges for the future direction is that SDPS success depends mainly to tailored pest management and farmers training, because farmers are what happens. Some farmers, although we told many times that we should not go for a thinning, so some farmers went for the thinning. So farmers trainings are required to understand the SDPS system in India. And also we'll have to develop the more compact and pest tolerant early maturing varieties to scale up this SDPS system. Then only we can expect to lead the cotton productions. So coming to this organ, just I put that 1 or 2 slides to tell about that why this, although this is not coming under the Transgenic program, but this is very important to know that because there is a keep on increasing the demand of the organic cottons, organic cotton demand. Even many NGOs were approaching us to give for the organic, non-BT cotton to suit the organic cotton. But we are given, of course, some of the varieties we are given, but their demand is more of high yielding type of non-BT cotton suitable for the organic cottons. So that way, these 2 varieties were released, this VJ SGF1 and this is the arboreum varieties, and also this one is the Hirsuta varieties. So these varieties they released in the our government of India. So this is the 2 organic cotton is released. What is the key features and benefits of the organic cotton? We need the participating breeding program involving farmers and scientists, reflecting the farmers' knowledge and the needs. But also we'll have to need the focus on genetic purity and biodiversity, avoiding the GM contamination. Mainly the organic cotton where the problem is that the 90% of the area comes under, or more than 90% of the area comes under the BT cotton. So it's very difficult to monitor and maintain the genetic purity of the organic cotton. So if you, even now also we are testing our field conditions. there is a 5 to 10% of the cross cotton, because the cotton is often cross-pollinated crop. So you can find that there is a contamination of the Bt cottons. So that way, it's big challenges for the producing the organic cotton. Even if the one cotton seed also found that positive, then the entire lot will be rejected in the organic certifications. And also because a lot of demand is coming, the seed availability, it's very, very big challenges. And also fiber quality, whatever we are, the organic varieties we released, all those things, the fiber quality is very poor. And also yield stability also is very important to maintain the sustainability of the organic cotton. And support the small farmers' livelihood, because it would strengthen the organic cotton value chain. And also we need to incorporate modern sustainable farming practices so that this organic farming will be successful. So finally, I bring 1 or 2 slides for the branding of Indian cotton. So this is the government of India is initiated to brand that Indian cotton. Mainly the objective is to branding the traceability and certification to promote the Indian cotton to domestic as well as the overseas market. Because nowadays everybody is telling about their branding and traceability certificate is very important. That way, the CCI, that is on behalf of the government of India, CCI is signed with the that is Cotton Textile Export Promotion Council, popularly known as the TexProCil. So they now giving the fund to trade and industry bodies to brand this Kasturi cottons. So already they have given this money. Then also they given the target period. So to expedite that, what would be the outcome of this project branding program is that we can reduce the import dependency. We can improve cotton quality, boosting yarn, fabric, and garment exports. It's a better price for the farmers through the adoption of the best practices. Because within our QR code, now we were able to trace this cotton, Indian cotton, we can trace it. So this way, the Kasturi cotton market is now we are under we are taking that lead. So the certification protocol is finalized, mainly to standardize the best fiber quality, like 29 mm to 30 mm long staple cotton is standardized. Mainly the enable accreditation testing is now we have finalized. The scale of production participation, you can see that 379 supply chain members on board. Already they have joined to this Kasturi Cotton Bharat. So here we can go for the traceability technology and digital support and global launch, so that the last the plenary meetings in ICSC Mumbai, they have taken that the global launch. So the Kasturi Cotton My Stamp unveiled by the Union Ministry of Textiles. So this is about the branding of our Indian cotton. Regarding the other GM crops in India, so fortunately only cotton is approved for the commercial cultivation in India, but other 2 crop like the BT brinjal as well as the GM mustard, these 2 were approved for field trials, and also they cleared the environmental clearance, but due to some reasons this was not commercially released. But in otherwise, there you can see that more than 20 crops under the various stages of the research and field trials. Because major food crops, especially you can see that rice, wheat, maize, brinjal, potato, sorghum, mustard, groundnut, cauliflower, okra, chickpea, pigeon pea, castor, and sugarcane. So many crops are under the genetic modification, but only thing is that is it really required? Because Government of India has the kind of reservation that the food crops there is restriction, out of restriction, because mainly they are worried about that long-term usage of the foreign genes. What would be the effect? That's why the biosafety research has to be strengthened and monitored, because this very technology should be safe to the human as well as the environment. So that way we are making all these safety measures to release into the environment.
Are you done, Bala?
This is last slide, sir. So if you look at the global agriculture, You can compare with China. We are very blessed with that. We have the best cultivable land area is more in India. Because of that, we are able to feed multiplying more. Because now more than 145 crore people, we are able to feed them because mainly we are blessed with all cultivable lands. So my conclusion is that with the shrinking resources and exporting populations, deploying cutting-edge technology should be encouraged. Nevertheless, caution should be taken, especially the biosafety and environmental environment to apply such tools. We need the implementing technology not just for the profit, but also to build a more equitable society, and that inclusive growth of the society is required, as well as the sustainability of the technology. So without causing any harm to the people and environment, if judiciary harnessed, blended with novel technologies and supported by appropriate policies, India will dominate in the world of agriculture. This is my last slides. Every culture is bound to fail if agriculture fails. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bala, for the wonderful